Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. And tonight we are going to do some mole mining. And I think the story and theme of tonight is going to be how to master solo mole mining. Solo mole mining, traditionally very difficult thing to do. I know a lot of people struggle with it. I get a lot of questions in the comments. People came to the last stream wanting to know, like, what are the secrets and how do you get really good at mole mining? So that's what we're going to go over today. And to do that, we are going to go down to the surface of Lyria. For those of you new to the channel and the stream, Lyria is a hot button place that we like to go. Really enjoy Lyria, really enjoy going there and everything Lyria has to offer, particularly because of the minables that are on Lyria. So one of the big things to know when you're mining is that different things have different what's called cluster factors, right? And these cluster factors, what it does is cluster factor has to do with how much a material will stick to itself when you are mining it, right? So let's say iron, right? Iron has a pretty awful cluster factor, and I personally really dislike iron. But why? Because its cluster factor is so low that when you break a rock into sub pieces, those sub pieces now all contain iron, because iron doesn't want to stick to itself, right? That's just kind of the nature of iron. And since it doesn't like to stick to itself, it's super easy, right, to like break a rock, and then you just seem to have it everywhere. Like every single one of your sub breaks, it just contains iron, and because of that, it's really pain in the, you know what I mean, like to mine, as opposed to here on Lyria. I like Lyria because it has a tungsten and something else, right? Tungsten and something else. I don't remember what it is. We'll probably see as we get flying around here when I scan some rocks, what I'm talking about. But those have really good cluster factors. So now when I break rocks, even if when I'm mining does not have a great cluster factor, it doesn't matter, because the invaluable ones, right, do. They have great cluster factors. If we could find some rocks, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Another big factor that plays into being really good as a mole miner is a good loadout. My loadout is pretty patented, pretty well tested. I have not had any issues through my mole mining experience. So the front laser is in the 3 slot, used to be the 1 slot, is now the 3 slot. I like to run a Helix, 2 Riker C3s, and a Stampede. Why do I like to run that? Because that will break rocks around the 30k range, right? And you're not going to find too many rocks outside of that range. I mean, if you do, it is what it is, right? Like, there's going to be rocks that are too big. I think we're going to fly to the other side of the planet. I think this is kind of like a bear zone for whatever reason. Kind of weird, but it's fine. Let's just get into the quantum atmosphere, and let's just quantum somewhere else on the planet. I usually like the mining facilities. I don't know why. I kind of arbitrarily like those. Not the orphanage, Shubin processing, pit, Sol 5. Let's go Sol 5. So with 2 Riker C3s and a Stampede, you're gonna break like 30k, 35k-ish rocks on that front laser. You always want your front laser to be the Helix, because your Helix is going to be your strong laser, and it is the shortest range laser, unfortunately, right? So you have to have that up front. And then the 2 back lasers are my support lasers, and I run them in the back as support lasers because they have the longest range and they provide the best buffs. So even if someone were to come out and mine with me, doesn't really matter. I now have these great buffs that they can supply me and help augmenting my laser usage without being a huge hindrance. And they just kind of complement really nicely on the back lasers. So I really like them there. I think they're really useful in the back. And also when you're solo mining, they make really good for sub breaks, right? Because you're gonna do your big break. You're gonna do your first break, is gonna break in all the small rocks, and then that Helix is just gonna have way too much power. Not gonna, there we go. Yeah, this looks like a good bundle. Yep, Solid bundle. All right, let's head on over. Let's see what we got going on here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with that cluster factor and how we leverage that to our advantage when we're mining. So that'll kind of get you through most rocks, having it built out that way. And then the back lasers, I usually put focuses one on one and then torrent on the other. That way we're getting a nice, ooh, this is like really close together too. That way we're just getting solid buffs to what we're doing. That way we don't have to worry about like being locked out of that, so to speak. All right, let's turn the quantum off. Switch to mining. Let's see what we got going on here. This is a little 3K rock. Solid prospector rock right here. Corundum, that's the other one. Corundum has a really good cluster factor. That's the one I couldn't think of what it was. Hey, thank you so much for the like, man. Thank you, thank you. Let's say 600. 600? Well, I mean, to have barrel in it, that's still like quite a few SCUs. Corundum's the other one. So tungsten and corundum are pretty decent. This one, no, barrel. I swore the Quantinium was about to be in there. 5,000. Jesus. More barrel. Yeah, barrel. All right, well, we'll take some of this. I mean, it's not bad. Kind of don't want to leave this area empty-handed. Oh, I missed this one. What's in here? 4K. More barrel. Bexelite, 50% Bexelite. Okay, so what we have going on here, what I want to do is, part of solo mining is ship position. So what I want to do here is I want all 4 of these rocks, at least in some capacity. So we're going to plan about right here. You want your rocks to be, if you were a big rock, you'd want it just below your vision. So you see that horizon line at the very bottom of my window, right? If I aimed right at it, my laser's pointed too low. My laser sits about 10 meters below me. So I want to point this up because the lasers can only look up about as far as the ship is looking forward on the horizon line. After that, they can't look up anymore. And then they have a full 180-degree arc no matter which turret you're sitting in. So the best bet for you to do is to tilt your ship upward because you can always look down. You can look down surprisingly a lot. A lot of people kind of underestimate how far these lasers can look down. And then to save yourself time, look away from ladders, fall down them. Yeah, people underestimate how much these turrets can really look all straight down almost, but they can only look up as far as they're mounted. So like you'll see, right? Like straight ahead, that is as far forward as this laser is going to go. I cannot lift it any higher. So if I pointed it directly at the rock, I'm limited myself now on what I can really do. So we're going to flip this on, power on, right? So I cannot look any higher. Whoop. There we go. Cannot look any higher. That's as high as I can go. But down, I can go all the way down here, right? And the chance of a rock coming down here is pretty low. I'd have to like really break it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and use this. And this is why you run this laser setup the way I have it. Because if I built everything for power, then this would be a really big, right, I found this nice big cluster, but I wouldn't be able to mine anything out of it because now I've taken, the server's being wonky. So yeah, I just caught that there. That was about to shoot up. See, this laser is more than powerful enough. Whoa. The server's being a bit scary. Whoa. Yeah, I don't like this server. See that torrent there saved me because it specializes in charge rate. So optimal charge rate is up 60% and then overcharge rate is down 60%. But it only does one or the other, right? So if you're in only the optimal, then it will charge the optimal faster. But if you get into the overcharge, then it will slow down the overcharge. So I mean, it's a pretty good deal because either way, right? Like it just kind of keeps you from overcharging the rock accidentally. And that's kind of the whole name of the game. Like, look how fast I'm charging this rock. Like, that was obscenely fast. Can I? No. All right. Oh, it is foggy on Illyria today.
Attack on shield.
That's okay. That torrent saved us real nice. Kept us from like super overcharging that rock, and then we'll break this guy. Ooh. We'll be good to go. A really annoying thing in 3.23 that's been happening is rocks will fracture, and then like a portion of the rock, if it's in the ground, will stay inside the ground with no piece to really look at to see it. Hopefully after this break, right, I can really show you guys like the front laser and put that to work so you can really understand like just how good it is. Flip this bad boy on. Let her charge up. I feel like we're gonna have a 30k here. No, yeah, service being. Where's the chat at? What's the chat saying? No, they're not saying anything.
Extraction mode on.
All right, so cluster factor for barrel is actually really, really good, right? Really, really good. So you will see barrel probably clumped together here pretty decently, and then it also has really good mass to SC ratio. What I mean by that is you can have very little barrel in a rock, but like almost, I think 100 or 120 mass is 1 SCU, which doesn't sound like a lot, right? But let's see if this will do it. So look at this. This is 1200 SCU, 75% of his barrel. So that's 9 SCUs of barrel we're getting out of this. And I can't even extract it, which I think is a really annoying feature for mining if you don't know. So how much you can extract from a rock has nothing to do with how big it is. It purely has to do with how many SCUs are in it. So if there's too many SCUs in a rock, despite how small it might be, you won't be able to absorb it. Like right here, right? This is a pretty small rock, I think everyone would agree. But I have to fracture this if I want to absorb it, which I can, but that's a lot of hassle, you know what I mean? Like I don't really care to do that. It's just, it's a nuisance. Like I don't want to. I don't want to go through the effort of having to break that rock and do that. I think I lied. I think barrel has like an okay cluster factor. I think it's Hephaestonite that has the better cluster factor. But barrel has a really good SCU to mass ratio. Another thing that kind of shines right now that you guys can appreciate is the range of this laser. Like I am pretty far away. I'm 72 meters away, and I don't have to readjust my ship because I've positioned it in a way, because this is where you save your time, right? This is your money maker, so to speak, is when you're solo, you don't have the luxury of someone sitting in the pilot seat or someone sitting in a laser for you where they can kind of just do the work, and they can move the ship or they can work the laser while you're moving the ship, and you can kind of enjoy that luxury there, right? When you're solo, you have to be able to position your ship just right. Otherwise, you're going to be going in and out of the sea, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and it gets really old really quick. If you have not had to go through that, it is time consuming to say the least. And that's the name of the game. I mean, when you're mining, the name of the game 100% is time. How do I maximize my time to get the most bang for my buck, right? Because if I lollygag around, I'm not serious, right? And I'm wasting time. That's all corundum. No, I'm not getting it. All right. Then it's gonna like eat into my time, like especially with the mole. What we're trying to get here is 30-minute runs, right? Ooh, is that pure? That's pretty good. 70% vex light, that's pretty good. So we're trying to get here is we're trying to maximize time. The more time we can save, the better off we're gonna be. I do bring gadgets, and I do bring a set of surges along. So 3 surges on the helix on the front laser will actually break a 60k rock by yourself. And I only carry those if you find a really good rock that justifies getting out of the ship and placing a gadget, which I bring Optimax, which increases, it optimizes the cluster factor, right, of the rocks, which is something you really, really want. And so if it's a valuable rock, it's huge, you really want it, you're not trying to get any junk out of it, that's like the name of the game of what to do there. So that way, you know, again, it's time, right? It takes a lot of time to get out of your ship. I mean, you're adding probably 5 minutes, and that's assuming you're really efficient with your time. You're adding like 5 or so minutes to your whole trip just to get out and put something on it. Could be worth it, right? If you find a huge Terranite, Bexelite, something like that rock, right? Like, I'm not saying it's not something to do, but I don't do it very often. All right, we're about done with this rock cluster here, I think. Let me decide if I want to break this barrel rock in front of me. I'm kind of scared too, just because of how small and like dainty it is. Like it's a 1K rock, and this laser's just, it's not that powerful, but I mean, it's pretty powerful for a 1K rock though. I'm gonna have to feather the trigger for sure, and I'm gonna have to be on it. Yeah, Bexelite doesn't have a great cluster factor, unfortunately. So this is Terranite, preferably, is kind of what you'd want when you're going through this. But Bexelite will do just fine. Still just as valuable, but it be what it be. But if you threw an Optimax on here, oh my god, you're getting pure Bexelite chunks for sure. Another helpful tip there is if you ping while you're in your mining laser, it'll highlight all of the rocks blue. So if you're trying to distinguish what's what, like yes, they have symbols, but sometimes it can be a little hard to see. So it's helpful if you just ping it to get a good grasp on what's there. Okay, oh, what's this one? It's always the rock you don't scan. Nope, I lied. Barrel. Do I want to? What is this? I mean, it's 75%. Yeah, see, this instability is really scary.
Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Attack on shields.
One thing they did fix though is that the mining modules don't fall off as much anymore. They used to fall off a lot. Let's see, look at that. Boom. That tells you right there. 184 mass gives you 2 SCUs. So 90 mass gives you 1 SCU. Actually 92 for being specific, that math actually. That's a pure barrel solid 2 SCU. Gives you the exact amount right there that it takes to make an SCU. 92. So really, really good, right? If you see a barrel makes up a lot of a rock, then you know, you're like, oh yeah, solid, right? I'm gonna get a lot of barrel out of a rock. It does not need a lot of mass to break it. Which is why these rocks are pretty small, to be honest, because if they had another material in them, right, that took, let's say, Bexelite, that takes like 300 mass to make an SCU, like, bruh, you're hurting. Like, you're 100% gonna be like, oh, these rocks would be huge. They'd be 3 times the size. Yeah, you're talking a 12K rock at that point. All right. The search continues. Back to the pilot seat. All right, get back at it. I like to be careful when you stand up, because even if you've turned during the animation, you might not have turned at the end of the animation, and you'll walk right out the front. Straight out of the ship. And if you don't have somebody with you, you're probably gonna break your leg, and you'll be real sad because you have no way to get back in. No way to get back in your ship. It's pretty funny, honestly. I haven't had it happen to me, but when I have friends mining with me, that's usually when it happens. And I'll be in third person view trying to get shots or something, and sure enough, you'll see a little dot fall out of the ship. pick up some speed. Let's get away from here. It would seem that there are no more people here. We need to get out of here. Where to go? Honestly, I've had more luck in Aberdeen recently. Although I only deal with Aberdeen is I want iron. Like, there's a lot of iron in Aberdeen. The area used to be such a hotbed for me, now I just feel like there's like nothing here. Wish I could, like, kind of want to get some people together and go mine on Microtech just because it's pretty. Here we go. All right, let's see what we got going on here.
Mining mode on.
That's probably a small fire rock. No, not entirely. Grecium. Okay, I'll turn, get away from the sun. 78K. That's a big rock. Too bad there's nothing I want in it. I do like giving big rocks a go, but not when there's nothing I want in it. Magnesium. Like, I'm not about to go waste my time for an magnesium filled rock. 95K. 50% gold. Cannot break that so low. 36K. 34% Festinite. The value's not there. It's not a bad material, but the value is not there for what I'm looking for.
Mining mode off.
Maybe if it was something else that was a rock that big, but Festinite goes for about 2,700 a piece. It's not really worth it. Oh, where we at, baby girl? Come on. This is like pretty sad. I almost don't want to go to Daymar. I don't know why Illyria is just so barren. Because nothing. Not a thing in sight. What is this? And quantum, how in the atmosphere? 2,000 feet? Meters. Oh. That's one rock. No, signature that low is one single rock. 1920. There we go. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. Right there. Beautiful. I mean, I like how close these rocks are spawning together. Hey, when the cluster's kind of all spaced out. Just not getting anything good. 60. Ooh. Barrel gold mix. Not terrible. I'm gonna scan that. %. All tungsten. Tungsten just has a lot of mass to SC ratio, so tungsten will give the illusion of really big rocks, but they're really not that big. Terranite. Okay. These aren't terrible. How big was this one? 15k. There's a lot of resistance though. Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, it's a really small charge window too. Okay. There's a lot of resistance though, so we're gonna have to get low. Tilt this up. Yeah, a lot of resistance. And with resistance like that, it's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna have to use the front laser, even though as powerful as it is. And we're gonna see how good I can control here. I'm gonna put my throttling to the test. If I can see out of this front laser. Coca Lord.
Systems activated.
Alright, get to where I can really see. Look how small that charge window just got. Let's see how good of a master miner I am, won't we?
Warning. Power critical.
And you can't see it, but that is charging.
Warning.
That is charging. I just want to point out how perfect I just did that. I'm going to toot my own horn there. That honestly was impressive.
Extraction.
Honestly, that was impressive. I'm impressed I managed that. Did not think I was going to make that happen. That was pretty good. The size of a hair. If you pulled a piece of hair off of you right now and put it on the screen, that is how big that thing was. That was nuts. But again, that's, I mean, when you've done this build long enough and you know how this build operates, like it's not a surprise, right? Like you know what you're doing. You know how to handle this build. Where's all the gold? Is all the gold in this piece? I guess. I didn't overcharge that rock, but I don't feel like I've seen any of the gold. Is it in that rock? I mean, I guess there wasn't that much gold, but I've not seen any of it. I mean, that's, oh, there's a rock underneath. You can't, so like you kind of see it, right? There's two symbols here. There's a rock underneath. That might be where the gold's at. I mean, this is a pretty solid rock. 60 and 25, yeah, that's pretty good. And we got a lot of barrel on this roll. Right here it is. Let's see if this has it all in it. No, I don't think so. Oh, maybe. Yeah, this has all the gold in it. I don't like this. do it again. Won't be as graceful as the last time because this rock is like,
Warning.
yeah, this rock is like,
Warning. Power critical.
yeah, this rock is like kind of big.
Power critical.
This rock is so small.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
Well, that's gonna fracture.
Attack on
Ow.
shields. Extraction
I'm about to
mode
overcharge this
on.
rock in front of me. It's in my way. $5% gold. Pink.
Fracture mode on. Warning. Power critical. Warning.
We're just gonna tank this. We're gonna see what happens.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Extraction mode on.
Nothing. All tungsten. See, now I can't see all the stuff in the bottom. That's where all the gold's at too. Tragic. Alright, I'm actually gonna move this. I did want to do the other rock to the left, but after everything I picked up there, I don't think I want to do that anymore. I think I'm gonna go get that Terranite rock. And we're gonna call this a run. We'll call this run fully completed. Yeah, Leary has not been kind to me today. I don't know why it's so hard to find rocks here. It's also really bright, and I don't much like it. I think next time I'm just gonna go to the not bright side of Lyria. A little bit of desync there. Yeah, that's barrel. Yeah, much care for that. We're gonna go over here to this Terranite. I think I might be able to get this in the back laser. Maybe 15k. It's gonna have a little bit of resistance. We'll give it a try. We'll try the back laser. I think the back laser can do it, but if not, not super terrible. Just like a 60-second waste of time. If you go forwards down the ladder, you always climb down. If you go backwards, you're good to go. That ladder is short enough that it doesn't hurt you at all, but if you do it on the main laser ladder, if you just fall all the way to the bottom, it does like 1 or 2 health damage, technically. Technically. It does that much damage. Alright, we'll give it a whirl. All it does is just enough juice to charge it. If you drag the laser across, you can actually spike the instability, right? You're not like charging more of the rock, you're just spiking the instability. Now, this is a handy trick to do if like this rock, see how it like went down at first, or it went up and then it went down, and now it's kind of going down and kind of going up, right? It's a little thing you can do to kind of force it to jump up and like get to that. I just need to get to the optimal charge on the right. Once it gets up there, like it's gonna break, right? It's just getting it there. Little movements. Yeah. And if we don't think this will go, we can just start the torrent. Yeah, I will start the torrent. And look how fast that breaks. There we go. Oh yeah, it's definitely breaking. Boom.
Attack on shields.
Easy. See, and then look how far this fell. And this is why you gotta be careful. Oh no. Oh, okay, it's only 5% Terranite. That's. Whew.
Extraction mode on.
That was gonna be real sad if that was like one of the good ones. Oh yeah, 80% Terranite. Lovely. Beautiful. 80% is exactly what I'm looking for. 62. It's not bad. Let's just see if we can find a different one, because we're starting to get really close to capacity, but we want to make sure we're getting the best rocks possible. It's in the back there. Can I reach it? No. Maybe if the laser is a bit more accurate, I could, but 22. No, all tungsten. So this one's pretty good. I'll take you. 70, no, 62%. That's solid. And there's one hiding in the back right there. Yep. You can see just like its toe. Yep, and that's gonna be the end of it right there. Boom.
Warning. Storage.
And that's
full.
capacity, baby. All right.
Mining mode on.
So as you can see, even though these back lasers are not set up for power, they are still powerful enough to break a 15k rock that's rocking, 14, 13% resistance after you've applied your debuffs to it. So pretty hard rock to crack, admittedly, because you're not going to crack a rock like that in the prospector unless you're running like a helix with like 2 surges for a size 1 laser. So admittedly not, the best, but still pretty good. And then, woo!
Mining
That was
mode
brave.
on. Mining mode on.
All right, and we're gonna head back to her L2, Faithful Dream Station. Oh no, 30k. Oh no. Well, looks like we're in the waiting room now. We're gonna be stuck here waiting for this to do. I mean, this will recover in like 2 minutes or so. And it is kind of fun that the chat's still there. Oh, I can't participate. But it is what it is. So we'll sit here for probably a solid minute or 2 for this to recover. And then after this recovers, it takes a solid, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes for the server to actually regain consciousness, so to speak, and actually come back to life, because it'll come back, boom, and then after it comes back, everything has like repopulate and re-register. So even though I may be back piloting my ship, I'm not going to be able to actually quantum jump back to her L2 for a couple minutes now. It's good stuff. It's a quality Star Citizen experience right here. If you haven't lived it, it's amazing. Pretty fantastic. Works pretty good though, to be fair. The server recovery does work pretty good. Kind of contemplating if I want to just leave the server to speed it up or not, but then I might have to claim my ship. Oh no, and we're back. I cannot go in third person view, so we're doing maps. Faithful Dream Station. Pretty solid server recovery. I mean, that was pretty quick, to be honest. Let's see if we can quantum jump. Let's get out of here. while everything re-renders.
Quantum travel engaged.
Perfect. I mean, my keybinds on my controller aren't quite working, but keybinds on my remote are. So that was a pretty solid server recovery. I'm not able to go into third-person view yet. And the chat's just gonna be filled with people complaining like, oh my god, why doesn't this work? Does anyone know why the elevators aren't working right now? That's 100% what's gonna start. For some reason, my ship like won't turn on. Like, yeah, dude, she just had a 30k recovery. This is a 30k recovery, my guy. It takes a minute. Takes a minute. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely fell for predatory business practices and got an ironclad. I did. Went and got an ironclad. To be honest, I think pretty solid ship. Very impressed with what it looks like. It's kind of like a poor man's Liberator in a way. I don't know if necessarily true. Liberator is kind of expensive, but Liberator itself, I think that Liberator, excuse me, the ironclad itself though, is going to be really, really good. I mean, it's got that top opening thing, so you've got a lot of utility there, and I think utility in Star Citizen goes a long way. It's kind of why I got the Arastra, ironclad, because those ships are just really, really helpful. I also got a Vulture because I feel like once they really get this economy going and they do a whole wipe, something like the Vulture is going to be really helpful for like that initial money making that you have to do. And I think people underestimate that because once they do like a full wipe, there's not going to be a lot of ships flying around. There really, really isn't. Like, people are spoiled right now. Like, everyone has a C2, everyone has a reclaimer, everyone has a mole, everyone has like cool ships. Like, everyone has it because we've gone through at this point 5 gold rushes. I call them gold rushes. We've gone through like 4 or 5 gold rushes at this point, if you think about it. Because we had the duping glitch for, what was it, mules, where you put something on a mule, you claim it, and you keep doing that, and people were doing that with Janelite or whatever. So that was one. We went through the cargo for salvage glitch, right? So you could take the salvage missions for like C2s and stuff, and they would be filled with Quantanium or drugs, Widow, whatever. So we went through that phase, right? That was a pretty significant money-making phase. That took a minute to get nerfed, so that was an easy way lots of people were getting money. And then we went through the construction material gold rush, right? Which just recently got nerfed. So that was the, hey, take a reclaimer, go do the risky hammerhead cleanup. You make 250,000 just doing the cleanup itself, plus you would get 222 SUs of construction material ish, right? About 220, I think 240 at the most from one hammerhead. And then those were selling at 6K a pop. So you're talking 6K times 200,000, right? So you're over $1 million per hammerhead. So pretty solid, return on investment there. Like, and the reclaimer wasn't that expensive, at least not as it is now, right? So at that point, super worthwhile to get a reclaimer because you'd pay for it in like 2 or 3 hammerheads, right? 2 or 3 hammerheads down the road, you've already paid for your reclaimer by yourself. Like, you don't even need a crew, right? You don't even need to bother scraping the hull. It was so good. Oh, that's such a nice feature. You can just flip that on and slow down so fast. The land in first person? I don't know if I'm capable of doing that. This is really weird. And now we're in the last gold rush. If you guys don't know, the cargo duping gold rush of if I don't completely understand it. I've seen people talk about it. I haven't done it, so I can't really speak to exactly how it's done. But I know it has something to do with like you park the ship, but you don't store it or something like that, right? And then after that, you go inside and you like sell the material. I think you like click halfway through like with the quantity. So if the quantity's 200, you like select 100 of it, you sell it, and you keep repeating that process, something like that. And from what I understand, like you can do that with, you know, whatever material you want, hypothetically. And so if you see a bunch of C2s like at a spaceport, right, like parked not in a hangar, but they're parked like around the hangar doors of Orison or Lorville or just anywhere, right? I imagine New Babbage like running rampant. If I go to New Babbage, my frame rate's probably gonna suffer. I imagine that's like a nightmare because people already park on the ice as it is to go inside to that TDD. So I would venture to guess, does it look great? Is my suspicion. So that's like the big dupes going on. So with all these different money-making glitches going on, like we need a wipe because everyone has had a chance to buy all of these ships, and you just have everyone doing everything right. Like, you know, you look at the amount of C2s you find around these major facilities. Oh, I can do third person now. And you really understand like the gravity of the problem. But the moment you wipe out ships bought in game and AUC in game, AUEC in game, oh, that's a wrap. You can forget it at that point, because people are like, if there's no fast way to make money, then you will severely cripple, especially with how expensive they've made all of those big ships now. Oh, the only people you're gonna see flying around in those jokers are people that have them on pledge. Pledge people are the only people that are gonna have those big ships, which will be nice. You know, I find it kind of grating when you see all these people with all these giant ships and everyone's got nice everything. Like, you know, go work for something. You know, you just go from one money glitch to the next, probably selling it to these sites. Let's run. So this is about a little under half what it would be worth. So probably a 250k run. So not bad, not terrible. And one order completed. This is an okay order. A lot of gold. Is this small? No, it's a small. Set up work order. Bexlite. A lot of people kind of snub their nose to like the non-desirable materials, but like I'm gonna show you the difference, right? So we're gonna hit get quote. Let's go Pharaon exchange, right? That's my go-to. Get quote. Boom. 20,650. Now if I put this corundum on, I only pay $400 to refine this. Right? One of these SCUs is like $400. So then that gives me 23 at least more. Well, sorry, 20 more to pay. So it's not gonna give me a lot of money, but it's gonna pay for my mining run, right? And then we throw in the tungsten, right? 900, right? You know, it's gonna pay for itself. I might, you know, actually cut out that tungsten. No, because like two of these is gonna pay for that, and then the rest is all profit. So it is worthwhile to. Oh, the barrel! Almost forgot the barrel. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That barely even touched the price. Oh, I actually added 8,000 to the price. They added 8,000 to the price, but I mean, this sells for 2,500 a piece. So 3 of these is going to pay for that difference. 4 of these, and then have 24 more to make up for it all. So we'll go ahead and get this working. Close. The only thing I refuse to actually process is iron, and that's only because I can't sell iron in Lorville, and Lorville has, for the most part, some of the best prices for anything you're gonna sell. Like, just straight up, it's gonna have some of the best prices for anything you're gonna sell. Right, for like your Terranites, your Bexlites, your Golds, your Barrels, your Hephaestonite, and I don't. Some people, I've talked to some people, and it's, if you've got the time, I mean, sure, you can squeeze the absolute most out of your mining runs if you go to like whatever port is buying it for the most money, and you can sell for the highest profit. But my only thing with that is, good lord, man, you're gonna spend 20 to 30 minutes worth of quantum travel to get the best prices you're gonna get, right, for a couple $100, right, for maybe an extra 3 or 4,000 AUEC more, right? Because if I'm selling 100 SCUs of it and I'm getting 200 more per SCU, I'm not exactly getting rich here by flying across the galaxy to go sell it somewhere else. It's not. I would not say it's worth my time. I don't remember what number room I am. 2? Is it 3? I want to say 3. I was not paying attention. 4? Again? 4. Don't worry, we're not going to go for a long quantum jump back. Next quantum jump, we're just going to go to Aberdeen. Not super thrilled about it, but we'll deal with the iron, but that way there's more minables to kind of fly around and go mine. A bit more to look at instead of a snow and snow blindness. I wonder if Damar's better. I wonder if they purposely kind of nerfed Lyria and it's what's mineable on it. Although, what's that other one? Not Cillian. There's another planet around Lyria that's in Argo Moon or esque era.
Vehicle select. Your vehicle has
Hangar 4. Always Hangar 4. Doesn't really matter. Head down to surface of Aberdeen. We'll get after this some more. I actually brought a set of 3 surges as well onto my mall. I would like to find a big rock worth like jumping out of my ship to go throw a gadget on to show you guys like what that entails. Because really that's like the key to being a really, really good miner is understanding all the tools that you're at your disposal. What's that light on? Where's that light coming from? There's no lamp there. There's no light there. There's no light on my helmet there. It's literally just coming out of nothing. Pure nothingness. Nothingness. Well, at least I don't need to refuel, right? Because all I did was... I'm just flying to Aberdeen. So we'll turn this on.
Systems activating. Systems on.
No, glitched interface. Restart. Open. Kick off. Flying mode. Nav mode. Maps.
Landing gear up.
Aberdeen.
Quantum travel.
We're out of here. Actually, if you go to mining base Norgard on Aberdeen, there's a lot of NPCs flying around there. It's actually quite dangerous. I don't really like it. I don't really like it at all. I've almost died there twice in my prospector because I went the first time. And I was like, huh, I wonder what this is gonna be like. And then I saw like the hostiles like turn around, like immediately left. And then I went back because I thought I was like a fluke, and I was wrong.
Quantum travel complete.
I've never been more wrong. All right. I feel like they nerfed the XL1 because this thing used to be like super. Well, I mean, it's just as fast, but I feel like the cooldown is a lot longer. The cooldown used to be a lot different, and now it's not.
Quantum travel complete.
All right, I want to go to Norgard. I want to go to Anderson. If I probably gonna be on the nighttime side. I feel like every time I go here, I'm always on the nighttime side. The dark side of the moon. Tonight, we steal the moon. Oh yeah, nice and dark. Can't see nothing. Good for my anxiety. Made me think I'm gonna fly into the ground.
Quantum travel complete.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, much better. And lights on. Yeah, we just gotta make sure we keep pinging so that way we're not. There we go.
Mining mode on.
There we go. 24% Terranite, but there, lo and behold, there's that iron though. There's that iron going strong. Greasium, yep, go figure. These rocks look medium sized. 8Ks, 3K. Festinite. Festinite's not bad. Festinite has a fantastic like mass to SE ratio. Really like Festinite for that. 11K. Gold. Gold just needs so much mass to make an SU. More gold. But for this, you actually want to kind of angle yourself so that way you tilt up, because it's gonna fall. Like we know it's gonna fall, so we want to make sure that we are prepared for the rocks to slide down. So you want to angle yourself in a way that gives you the most field of view for when they fall. 110%. Although it's already going way better than Illyria. Illyria flew around for like 10 minutes looking for rocks, as opposed to here. I mean, we're already at our first rock.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Yeah, we'll give us a little jolt. Yeah, we're a little too far. Yeah. Not close enough. And this is what happens when you don't park yourself correctly. You're gonna have to get out of the seat, turn around, and go right back in. Right back to it. Better to be too close than too far. Too close, you just have to manage your power a little bit better. Too far, you have to get back in the pilot seat and do it again.
Mining mode on.
Alright, should be good. Let's give her another go.
Fracturing mode
Bro, I know I can. Okay, I was about to say, I know I can break this rock. Yeah, this rock is not that strong. So quiet. I see sometimes the stampede just lowering that stability that little bit, or yeah, and stabilizing the rock makes like all the difference in the world. Perfect.
Extraction mode.
I'm actually really surprised this did not roll down the hill. Although it's gonna make me subfracture all of these. Wish there's lights on these things. Alright, no one bother scanning them. Yep, I'm going to subfracture all these. Yep. Okay. It's gonna make me do this. Let's go ahead and hop out. Let's head into the back laser. Let's get to it. And we'll have a little bit of desync. Solid. It was already way better than the first run. First run we spent 10 minutes flying around trying to find rocks, and now we're already done with our first rock. I'm just about to extract it. I think I'm gonna go into the right laser. Just because the right laser has the focus on it, which means a little less power and a little more optimal charge window. And when you're doing these little breaks after the big break, that's kind of what you want. You want to be able to have the most control over the rock without having to worry about overheating it. And I don't know which designer picked where the rocks, the lights on this thing go. They need to be fired. Oh yeah, look at that nice big optimal charge window. Look at that, beautiful. Not actual boom. I don't want to actually boom, but
Attack on shields.
yeah, and there they go down the hill. This is why we parked like this, because we knew they were going to slide down the hill, and we're still in range of the laser, so it's okay. And this is why parking is very, very important. It's going to take a little bit longer to extract because they're really far away. Looks cool though. What else we got? All these rocks gonna have way more iron than Terranite. Yeah, that's probably that one. This one's probably a good one too then. %. I'll take 40%. I'll take it. Acceptable. It's gonna take forever to extract. Okay, alright. Let's see what some of these other rocks are that we have revealed. None of which can be extracted. This one might be able to. 800, 6%. Of course, it's mostly iron. Okay.
Fraction mode on.
Full of juice. You gotta be careful because this is so small that when I let go of the trigger, see how small the charge window gets? That's kind of the downside of building your laser like this, because now if I get overcharged and I don't, but laser power will overcharge it, I've now created this loop where, well, if I stop putting laser power in it, the overcharge window is going to get even bigger. But if I don't stop putting laser power into it, it's going to keep overcharging. So like I'm literally kind of stuck in what to do. Which where the other laser is kind of helpful because now I've kind of added this fail safe in. So if I do that, I've kind of protected myself from, because I can turn on the torrent and we can just kind of go about our life afterward. Gross. It's inert material. This broke so ugly. This is why I don't like iron. This is why I don't like mining here. The iron is just so, it gets in everything. It's everything. It's such a hassle. Such a pretty ship. That was nice. That kind of spread everything apart really well. %, definitely a no. That's definitely gonna be a no. That's fine, I guess. It's 50-50 split on iron though is not preferable at all. Honestly, I'm just kind of regretting even stopping here now. Now it's a rock already scanned. Oh, 40%, I'll take it. Alright. Let's find a different rock patch. I'm not super in love with this one. These temperatures are rough. Look how I'm keeping this temperature. Put my helmet off. My cool down. Night. So zip over here. So many bullets. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. All right. Hopefully, that's a big guy. What we got here? 13K. Laranite. Laranite sucks. Oh, this rock patch. I mean, this rock's kind of right. Last one I'll look at. Yeah. Yeah.
Mining mode off.
I did see one over here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what Pop was looking for. It's kind of fun to do. Look at me bullets it shoots. This is crazy. Oh man, if they could get like some pretty cool cliff terrain, this is like a really cool planet. Oh, no, I was trying to do. Hydrogen fuel, 75%. Okay, here we go. Kind of shot there's so few rocks here. Well, we're starting to get into daytime now. This is a pretty big fella. What's your name, young man? 17k. Festinite. Nope, just all quartz. Curious. $13k. 45% laranite. I mean, I'm about to just take it out of just the sake of needing rocks. 8k festinite. Quartz. Wow. How big is this one? That's decent sized. 10k gold. I don't really care. Alright, whatever. Guess we'll come over here to laranite. Well, this is 13k. I should be able to crack this with the old trustees in the back. Up an old Betsy. Oh, wait, before I forget. Before I succumb to the same fate as many others. And pretty soon, back of this thing is going to be needing TLC. Yeah, my butt's going to be an engineering bay for some poor soul to sit back there and get stressed out when I overheat rocks. Power on. I said power on.
Systems activated. Systems on.
Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Easily bust this thing. Oh yeah, not even, no sweat. I actually used my torpid more today than I think I have in the last 6 months. Admittedly, it is pretty helpful because you charge a rock so fast. Just gonna shoot up into the red zone, watch. I'm actually really nervous it's gonna do that.
Extraction mode.
Okay. Honestly, Laranite has a terrible mass to SC ratio, by the way. Got a lot of Laranite. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. 3,700 mass. Not even 10 SCUs. That's crazy. But It did all break in the one nice piece though, so I will give it props on that. No, don't even need to see the whole scan. Once you get used to the materials you're mining, you start to understand like laranite. The resistance is really high. It's 50 base. So like, yeah, boom, 50. Yeah, right there it is, 50 base. So if I see the closer it is to 50, the more pure of a laranite it's going to be. And since I know that's the only rock of value I wanted that was in there, if I see the closer it is to 50 resistance, the more I know if I want it. Sometimes, like if you're kind of wishy-washy, it's in that 50-60% threshold, it kind of muddies what you're trying to read a little bit. But like that one, see how once it hits 0, like I don't even need to watch it do anymore. Not 50. Yeah, really good breaks. Oh, see, now this is like just too big. But that's why we're in these whittle wasers. You don't have to worry about overcharging this. You can just flip her back on. Charge it real nice. Woo! And then we're good to go. Bing, bang, boom. And I don't even need to scan these because I know each one of these pieces is 100%. This piece is in my way. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and break this. That was calculated risk because I just wanted to go ahead and get rid of that rock because it was in my way. Like, why keep it in my way if it's just gonna... I'm not trying to reposition my ship to get that laranite piece. That's a waste of my time. I'd just sooner blow that rock up. Well, pure laranite's pretty cool. Quartz, yeah, and then all these pieces. And nothing I want. All right. Well, it's pretty easy. Broke very nicely. Pretty low effort there. 170 degrees Celsius. Bro, this armor I got on has to be, you know, top. My compliments to the chef. Oh man, I made this armor. Daytime. Beautiful. minutes along the way. We'll give it a look. Give her a gander. Oh, that's quite a few here.
Mining mode on.
29K. I gotta find a decent rock. Oh yeah, it's like a Grecium. 20K. A Festinite. Iron.
Mining mode off.
Hate it when it does that.
Mining mode on.
This is the only real rock here we're looking at. It's that one in the back. Back at this one at the ender. Quartzite. Yeah. Super tiny. Copper. $26K. Gold.
Mining mode off.
How many SCUs was that? 66 XCUs, 28% of it, so that's 15. It's just not a lot, it's not enough. Not enough.
Mining mode off.
This is trippy. Oh, that was weird. That felt weird. This is like Hadanite. Well, I have a good signature, but where's it at? deduction skills there. Got that sorted out. Oh, these are all spread out. So these are annoying, but I mean, if one of these rocks is a decent size, then I don't really care. Some of these rocks look okay, some of them do not.
Mining mode on.
40% Bexelite, that's pretty okay. No. Well, this may be the rock we end on, just because of where it's at. Terranite. Because it's got 76 SCUs, and 40% of it is Bexelite, which is pretty good. We're gonna angle this up a little bit. And I'm gonna do that because I anticipate when this breaks, it's gonna break into a really annoying fashion. So I wanna be able to see what I'm doing. Kind of like a surgeon, if you will. I want a good top-down view of what I'm looking at. So that temperature skyrocket.
Factory mode on. Mining mode on. Construction mode on.
That was scary. Easy, girl. Easy. Be jumping on me. I don't know why I turned that off. Beautiful. It actually didn't break apart much at all.
Extraction mode.
Usually when it breaks, it kind of like crumbles and falls in a weird way. But this top rock, though, is annoyingly placed. And it's not going to be, yeah, of course. Okay, yeah. Of course, it does not have a good split of what I'm looking for. Never does. The rock that's always in the way always has the worst split of materials inside of it. Every time. Never fails. Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty good one. Oh, yeah. 70%. Perfect. Hopefully that makes it fall off. It did not. Cannot see. What's this back one? Ooh, that's a good one too. Another 60%. That's gonna make me break it. Oh! Oh!
Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
Well, muck that up.
Attack on shields.
Oh, I broke the rocks apart though.
Extraction mode on.
I broke the rocks apart now. Oh, that's pretty. Bexlite has about a 60% resistance, I believe, if memory serves me right. So closer to 60 we are, the better off we are. But quartz isn't the worst thing. don't see quartz in my bags. I'm a little confused by that. What just fell off? Oh, the torpid fell off.
Fracturing mode on.
I was a little confused there. So I was like, oh, I overcharged it and it fell off. It cost me money. Me money.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Extraction mode on.
Perfect. Oh, there's the quartz.
Fracturing mode on. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Extraction mode
Ow.
on. Attack on shields.
3%. It's not going to be close. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to wrap this up with the fest tonight. I'll call this a mining run. Laranite, some Bexlite, some Terranite. Really not that much iron. Kind of surprised. Usually we have a lot more iron than that, but 13 SCUs is not too bad. Yeah, a shockingly low amount of quartz. It's not worth picking that up just to try to see what that rock is.
Mining mode on.
We're just gonna go ahead and head over to the Festonite rock, give it a crack, head on out. Ours are taking a bit longer than I thought they would.
Mining mode on.
About
Mining mode on.
cooldown faster if you take your helmet off, which I'm not quite sure why that matters that much, but you really drop this temperature. Here we go. Back on. And we'll break our last rock for the night.
Fracturing mode on.
Oh.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Extraction mode on.
That was concerning. A little bit of desync there. Oh, no. Oh, Hephaestonite and Quartz both have no resistance ratings. Makes it hard to tell. Makes it hard to tell at a glance what's what. It's very hard to tell at a glance what's what.
Fracturing mode on.
It's actually in my range, funny enough.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Attack on shields.
I was surprised it's not knocked my modules off yet. Pure quartz. Not exactly what I'm after. Pure best of it is though.
Fracturing mode on. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
God damn it.
Warning, power critical. Attack on shields.
That was all the Hephaestonite too.
Extraction mode on.
That was all the Hephaestonite was in that rock.
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on.
Man, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's tough.
Mining mode
That was literally all the Hephaestonite was in that rock. Ah, that's defeating. That's unfortunate. And that is something they really need to work on. That extraction laser power and stuff like that. Like that rock had 1500 mass. Like how am I supposed to break that?
Mining mode on. Mining mode off.
Well, rock signatures are not being super cooperative, so I'm not gonna sit here and scan my way, Trying to hopefully find a better selection. We'll just head on back with what we got. Maps. Infiltrating station. Line up. We're L2, here we come. I swear these cooldowns are so long now. Like the calibrating the spooling is fast, but good lord, that cooldown takes forever. Alright. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. See how fast this slows down. Kinda curious. We'll hit it right. Yeah. That's really fast.
Thank you. Please visit again.
That is a space break.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Boom.
Landing complete.
Graceful landing. Only kind of landings I do. Not going to be as good of a haul. Actually, it might be kind of similar, just given that we don't have that much junk in here. Well, we're like 30 SCUs short of a full load, because we have about 20
Welcome to the ASOC
SCUs
vehicle
of
retrieval
junk,
system.
and then we're short quite a bit of SCUs of actual material, so not great.
Cantonment, please report to management as soon as possible. Cantonment to management.
Let's see what this wall is gonna bring us. Ah, pretty similar to the last one actually. And we're short a lot more material. That was a full haul last time. This one is not. Close. Oh, we're not gonna do iron with the Vexenite, the Laranite, the Quartz, the Terranite, and the Hephaestonite. Oh, this is the Laranite. There we go. No iron. Get everything else. Photo exchange. Confirm. Confirm. Close. And that will be it. Alright. Appreciate you guys so much for joining us. It has been a decent night of mining. Not the best night, but not the worst night. But we will be publishing our mining guide for 3.23 this week. So keep you guys out for that. And have a good night.